Welcome back, family, to another episode of Walking in Wisdom. And on this platform, we explore everything character through the lens of Nollywood movies. And we also incorporate some real life scenarios. Hello there, I am Coach CC, and on this platform, I'm simply a Nollywood aficionado, providing you some assistance all about developing your character, leveling up for 2026 and beyond. For entertainment purposes only, of course. And if you choose to select and adopt some of the great tips, good for you. I will say you're certainly well on your way. Today, we're considering Uchenna Mbano's Love Note that came out in 2023, and with some of my faves, including Queen Soso, the beautiful Miwa, and the very fine Alex Cross. So today we're providing tips on that high value confidant or friend. And in this movie, the glue that kept the entire friendship cast together is indeed the character of Gabrielle Oge, and she played the character Mara. And everyone, every Archulugo, every woman of wisdom, every Odugo should be seeking a male or female Mara in their group. That's the person that will speak truth to power, speak common sense, and certainly get you back on a path of just making good, solid, wise decisions. Family, when we consider leveling up in 2026, it's really about being a friend to a friend, and it's about reciprocity. There should be no power struggle where the only way you can be a friend to someone is if you perceive you're on top or above or better. In other words, self-glorifying. That does not exist in friendship or any type of relationship that is not toxic. True friendship is about reciprocating, and it's free of envy. And you shouldn't have to tell someone, well, I did this, I need you to do this. As a friend, you understand. It goes without saying. And you would have the give and take, whether it's the calls, whether it's the text, whether it's once in a while, whatever you have established as a friend, it's reciprocated. So we've spoken about frenemies in details, and you could check out our playlist. And that should signal the times that we're living in. Today, we want to spotlight um, the friend. And in this movie, we had so many main characters. Again, Mara here certainly was the glue in this relationship. And we want to spotlight really how to develop high value traits of a confidant, of a friend to a group. And we always say birds of a feather flock together. So if your glue is of high value, you have to be ready to be of high value as well, because you could very well lose that friendship, and rightfully so. But before we get into it, we have to do some housekeeping. So we say, welcome to Walking in Wisdom, where we uncover everything character analysis. And the goal here is simply view the beautiful Nollywood stories as a Nollywood aficionado, encourage you to do the same. And we provide you with third, fourth, and fifth perspective. It may not necessarily be the perspective that's trending, but a learned perspective that you can learn, go, grow, and glow indeed. So far, we have 273 subscribers. If you decide to invest in you in 2026, if you know you can do better in 2026, if you decide to level up, man and woman of God, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, fan out, and share it with your one Odugo or Ochologo who decide to also level up, do better. If we expect more from our leaders, it starts with self-reflection and us making right choices. It comes down to righteousness as men and women of faith. So join us on this journey. And if you have yet to uncover our 81 videos, please be sure to do so. It's a slow build, but um, we love it because at least we know people are really looking at it and they're being intentional about what they need for themselves. And for that, we say thank you. And of course, this platform was inspired by no other than Proverbs 31 woman herself, Queen Soso, Sonia Uche Television. If you have not yet subscribed, please be sure to do so. She's at 1.22 million subscribers at 93 videos. And today we have her latest 2026 video coming out today at 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. So please be sure to do so. And if by chance you haven't missed any of the videos, please be sure to do so, including Clash of Emotions. We need to make that 1 million minimum. And for that, we say thank you. Now on to today's video, where we indeed showcasing Mara, the person, the glue that brings everyone together, bringing other friends together. This is how you build networks. It's important you do it right. So in this movie, this young lady clearly popular. She had friends from the left and the right. She has a luncheon and she invited her sister friends together and she's doing the introduction. So let's just take a look at it. Fair use for informational purposes only.
Jado, my friend, I was mentioned to you earlier. Jado, meet the girls. This is Alexis. This is Kate. This is Kate. And that's Anne. Yeah.
And what a high value confidant does is bring people to a Switzerland, to a neutral territory where everyone can respect. Now, if you're a high value person with a high value friend, birds of a feather flock together. You shouldn't have a problem bringing people together unless one person, flies off the handle. Then that person shouldn't be part of that group. And that person shouldn't really be part of your core group as well. Because again, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. If as you get older, you should be building into a person, right? And though may have many interests and you may have different places that you may go, I'm talking about as an individual, what you value, what you hold close. If it's 50 different things, then you really are 50 different people when it comes to who you are. As you get older, that should narrow down because the options are much less. If you used to be the life of the party in 19, 20, 21-year old, you should be getting away from the life of the party every night in a club, dropping it like it's hot, right? And therefore, you will have a shift in terms of your friends. If you had friends then, everyone should be growing together. If someone is not growing with you, that's where there's a level of separation. And guess what? That's called just life. That's just the way it is. So this beautiful young lady, Mara, and then she introduced Miwa's character, that's Jadal, and Sonia Uchi's character is Alexis, and the man in the middle is the handsome Alex Cross. And as we stated, high value friends and confidants are characterized by the ability to provide unwavering support without crucifying anyone. They celebrate each other's success and lift people up during their valleys and peaks and maintain a healthy balance of vulnerability sharing so that person becomes vulnerable in return. They are known to be honest, loyal, and display empathy, but they can also speak truth to power and foster a deep sense of trust and understanding. And these are traits we're going to look at. But today we're going to spotlight 5 traits. Someone who's supportive, someone who's honest, someone who's trustworthy, someone who's non-judgmental, and having deep conversations. While there are a plethora of other great traits, today we're just going to explore those 5 in this movie. So let's get it. We're going to just show you some different clips from the movie that highlight some of these attributes indeed. So here we have Mara speaking to the friend.
I'll try. But you are the one she will want to listen to. Just talk to her for me first. I know she's one of you. Can I ask you something? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Does Jadam still mean anything to you? So why do you need me to speak to Alexis?
And I love it. She had the moral compass to be able to ask the tough questions. He called her to ask her to speak to Sonia's character, which is Alexis. And she said, well, why are you asking me to speak with Alexis if you still have interest in Jadel? You need to finish a relationship before you try to handle another relationship. So that's a good call. And those are some great characteristics of a friend indeed. And notice this goes male and female. He's friends with a husband, but wanting to get the opinion of a female, he was able to reach out to the friend and have the friend give the phone to his wife, Mara. So friends support each other, and that's what it's all about, high value friend. And if you've seen this movie, Mara married the character Mike, and they have a beautiful relationship. And again, they're supporting each other. He's also giving his Odugo advice in terms of the way man thinks. And his goal is peace. Her goal is honesty to form peace. So let's look at another angle from this movie when we speak about high value confidant. This is Mara and her husband having a conversation about what's going on in their relationships.
So my father is succeeded in helping in his relationship with Jared. I saw her face with Simon staring at Alexis the whole time. Simon, is that strong? I think it should be a problem.
It's beautiful, very beautiful to see the dialogue between Mike and Mara. This is the couple that's married, providing their wisdom as a married couple, providing their wisdom as reference to the respective male and female in the crosshairs in this triangle, love triangle, and providing sound advice while allowing individuals to ultimately make the best decisions for themselves. But what they're not tolerating in this movie is anyone sneaking behind someone's back, and that's the adult thing to do. No one should be sneaking around and they're knowing about it. Many a times you view movies and you see friends are aware of the couple sneaking around, and it shouldn't be. Now let's look at an encounter in terms of a person making a decision for herself based on some findings. So let's look at it.
What is it? My name is Ulysses. Alexis, I'm sorry. What are they doing? What are they to me? To you. I'm saying something. To make sure you don't waste my time. So, listen, Simon, I wish you the best.
And I love it. Someone who's high value understand that you you weren't brought on this earth to waste her time. This leads us into the second trait is honesty. In a relationship, in any type of relationship, whether it's friendship or being the high value confidant. And in a relationship, you should be the high value confidant to each other, male and female, right? So it's not just friendships. We're talking about relationships. In this case, we have a high value friend, a high value confidant, Mara, and a husband, Mike, so the M&M in the middle with the friends. In this relationship, now we're looking at Alexis and the character played by Alex Cross, Simon. He came to apologize eventually, and she wanted to know exactly what are you apologizing for? And he tried to massage the truth, and she called him out. You mean you lied? So honesty is so very important in a relationship. And it's important as you're growing and you're leveling up, is honesty without distortions. As a say a friend, whether it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, whether it's a sister friend or bromance, doesn't sugarcoat the truth or hide behind fake compliments. Honesty is indeed the best policy, and that leads us into number three, trustworthiness. Trust is the unspoken pact that your friend won't spill your deepest secrets or flake on a planned movie night. Without trust, it's impossible to build a lasting connection. Trust is also what you build in a a future relationship that you anticipate will last. No one goes really into a relationship thinking it's just going to be for 15, 20, 30 years. You're planning somewhat for a future, and it should be built on trust. Once that trust is broken, one person or the other, right? It is so hard to get back. It's not impossible, but it's so much harder to rebuild. So again, honesty is the best policy. That leads to building trustworthiness, and understand one lie begets another. If you build a relationship on a lie and you in your mind, and that's just the psyche of it, oh, I got away with it. I can build a lot of little lie and a lot of little lie. And this is true for any type of relationship. You build your little lies, and what you have put together is a closet full of little lies. And what happened? It becomes one big snake that will wrap around you. So don't do it. Don't contribute to it. Don't tolerate it. Don't accept it from your friends. And if you want to be a high value confident, you have to be a place where you can call out your friends in love, one on one in person, right? In this entire movie, there's nothing that Mara or Mike did that she did in front of everyone. Everyone had their individual conversation. But I love this piece of the movie showing a high value woman saying unacceptable. And another part of the movie, when you're considering having those one-on-ones, it really provides a clearer zone of being non-judgmental as opposed to having a group of people there to help assist you, right? If you strongly believe in what you say and what you're doing, you don't need a crowd to cheer you on, because what you're about to say, if it's built on truth, it doesn't need anything else, because truth stands on its own indeed. And let's go to another part of the movie where we're going to look at the honesty between Alex Cross' character Simon and Miwa's character Jidal.
Yeah, that's how it was. I love it to take you back. Memory of you. So you're telling me that I'm falling short of your memory? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you can't like, you're in that space where you come in here every day, in hands. So you're not going to be there. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, look, I don't think we need to be dependent of you. We can control it. I'm not trying to be anybody other than who I really am. Just being myself. Okay, this is me being myself. This is who I've always been. This is who I always will be. Who you are is great. I'm not saying that. Who you are is great. Yes, maybe I needed who you are when you.
And I love it. This is what deep conversation looks like. Again, a high valued confidant. In this case, we're looking at old friendships, an old relationship, having a conversation, not with fanfare, one on one, having a deep conversation. And it comes down to when I was broken, I needed someone like you, and it worked well. You left. I didn't ask you to leave, but I've evolved into a new man. And the person that you are, if by chance you have not changed, I have evolved. I have changed. I've gone through a transformation as a result of a new relationship. And therefore, the man that I was broken, I'm now whole, and I don't need a, someone of your trait and characteristic to depend on. He needs more a different type of Archulugo than the Archulugo that she once was, right? And whether you can receive it or not, it is certainly a deep conversation. Everyone is different, and every man and woman needs someone different. And I would say in a relationship, you definitely don't want to be dependent on someone because that can lead into toxicity. And as I stated, if you have not seen my other character analysis where we spoke about toxic love isn't love. So this is why even if you're dependent on someone, knows that that's a handicap, that's a crutch, and it's going to turn into toxicity. But this is what a deep conversation looks like. And this is a conversation that everyone in the movie had, and I just love the fact that it's done one-on-one because at this point you can tell it's certainly coming from the heart. And it's important that friends have those type of dialogue and go beyond the small talk. And it's about going directly to the heart of the matter, right? So this is a beautiful part, a beautiful scene as well. And let's look at, as we draw close to the end of this movie, let's consider what the friend did in bringing all friends together. This is Mike, married to the beautiful Mara. Believe it or not, these are friends. These were old flames, right? Alex Cross character, Simon and Jadelle, that's Miwa. They were old flames. She came back in the picture. He was dating Sonia's character. This is Alexis, and he has evolved into a new man based on the love that Alexis shared with him, right? Is it right or wrong? Not necessarily. We go through, again, valleys and peaks in lives, right? Life has many turns, and different people come into a life for a reason, season, right? And unfortunately, if we're not mindful and we just readily jump into a relationship, I'm not going to tell you why Mia's character, Jadelle, shouldn't have jumped into a relationship initially with Alex. He's going to disclose it in a movie. But in order for you to know what that looks like, you need to watch the movie. Absolutely. So I'm not going to disclose that, but there's a reason why. When her character, Jadal, met Alex's character, she ensued a relationship with him. And really, that should have been a red flag, right? And of course, then we have the friend. He also had a conversation with Sonia's character, and she was very honest. That's what grown folks do. That's what high value confidence do. That's what it's all about. So let's look at this dinner and just get a piece of it where Mike and Mara, and look at her face. Look at his face. Mike and Mara has decided to entertain all the parties involved. Let's listen in.
Sorry. Hi. Hi, Giselle and Simba. Thank you for coming. Okay, thank you for having me. So, shall we? Yes. Yes. Son yourself. Yes. She himself.
So you, so you just certainly have to watch the. This is such a beautiful movie. I would say it's a masterpiece. If you're looking at quality, high value, relationship building, not street fighting for social media clicks and baits, but solely just based on evolving into a mature, beautiful person in the faith, in the word, and doing it in a way that is all about what grown folks do. This movie exemplifies it to the T. Now, you see the theme here, begotten. The original theme under Uchenna Mbunabo, 1 and 2 cinemas is Love Note, not Begotten. Again, this movie came out in 2023, and you're going to see the end part of it. And as we come close to the end of the movie, there's just a final part I would like to share with you. As Sonia Uchi's character, Alexis, go through a thought process in terms of making decisions. This is why reflections are so important. After high value confidant and friends sit with you, you now are responsible for then going through that logic process. Take out your Bible, say some of your favorite scriptures, say a prayer for wisdom, and navigate in terms of what that looks like. So this is exemplified by her different personas asking her some tough questions. This is linked to her decision-making tree model, her self-reflection process. Let's listen in.
It is not all that complicated. Right, right, right. Hoping that you were second place and the life of a man you thought was your entire world can be painful. Is he choosing to finally treat you the way you deserve to be treated? Because his past came knocking and it wasn't the package he was hoping for. What if the past didn't come knocking when it did? What if it had happened in the next 5 years or 10 years after you had probably married him and had his kids? Maybe you were just overthinking this thing. But either way, you didn't have the strength to move forward. So you really don't have any excuse now. You are either in or out.
And those are the two decision tree models. Yes or no to the relationship. You're either in or you're out. And I love the way the story unpack the questions and the decisions. As you could see, the angelic Alexis giving her some good points, and then the no nonsense Alexis saying he did this to you, walk away, right? And ultimately, she summarized the very salient findings is what if this was to happen 5 years down the line? It's better for you to face it now, have him face a chapter that he didn't close and he never disclosed. And now that he has owned it, it's better for him to have done it now than later. This indeed is a beautiful story. Indeed. You can't get any better than this when you look at relationships. So I would recommend you go back to this movie every time you have a challenge about a relationship just to see what that looks like. So today we provide you, while they are not just five, but we provided you with 5 traits of a high value confident, including being supportive, understanding the goal here is reciprocity, honesty, trustworthiness, non-judgmental zone, and having those deep conversations. If indeed you're thriving to be a Dugo, a Chilogo, man or woman of faith, and you want to be that high value, confident friend. And indeed, it is impossible. So we salute all the Maras out there, all the Mikes out there, encouraging their friends in terms of doing the right thing, asking the tough questions. And that's what true friends do, family. Indeed. So kudos to the Maras and Mikes. Indeed. And as we conclude, we just want to remind you again, if by chance you feel that this character analysis helped you in any other way, allowed you to self-reflect, allowed you to think, provided you with some thought-provoking sentiments, then we want you to join our family and we want you to share this video and have the discussions amongst your Achulugos, your Odugwo, or just amongst your friends having tea and lunch with the movie as well. And if by chance you would have viewed another movie, you would like us to provide a character analysis, simply drop it in the comment section and we would be happy to do so. Understand these movies that I do is based on the movies I enjoy, and everyone's palette is different. If you have not seen any of these character analysis or movies, I suggest you see the movie first, then come back and look at a character analysis. We're still looking at the movie toxic love, and we say toxic love isn't love. And we know the definition of love according to scripture, so be sure to check it out. We have some variations, so we want you certainly to check it out. Leave your comments. We want to know how we're doing. Leave your comments. If you enjoy something different, being offered a third, fourth, fifth perspective about life, building character, that's what we do here in Walking in Wisdom, inspired by the incomparable Sonia Uche. Family, thank you so much for listening to our character analysis. We look forward to you joining us again. Hit subscribe, like, fan out, share, and be sure to come back again. And as always, shalom.